So I just had a few little thoughts out here on my late night stroll, and thought I'd come up under the light and talk about it for a second. So why is it that we need to be consistent, or at least somewhat consistent, in the things that we are trying to manifest in our life? Why do we need to continue to reaffirm, pray for those things, do affirmations, mantras, any sort of visualizations, or any sort of manifestation techniques that we may employ? What's the purpose of doing those things day after day after day? It's not just to train you as like some sort of a religious ritual type of a thing. It's because cumulatively these things add up to the manifestation of the thing. This is going to go over to IGTV because it's over a minute long, but that's fine. Hopefully, if you've stayed with me this far, I can finish my thought. So this is something that I got from the collective earlier, yesterday. The analogy that they used was like if you were to take a prism, and you've got white light, and the prism refracts the light, and now it is all of these constituent parts, all of these colors that combine to create the single stream of light. Well, of course, if you looked at it from this perspective of like the single stream of light is the fourth density, where your spirit guides, where your higher self is already, and it's where your true self is emanating from. That's like the white light. That's the complete integration of all things. But down here in the third density, what we experience are the passing of time, the action of karma. Well, that's like saying the action of action, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's we experience action. We experience things that appear to happen. Nothing is happening. Nothing is moving. Everything already is. We've talked about that a bunch of times. And everything is just moving you through parallel simulations. That's what, like, each second that goes by is just a parallel simulation in which a different energy potential, different energy signature is stored. And you move through these based on whatever your vibration is and whatever momentum is, what the thought, the cumulative thought energy that you've put into all of the things in your experience. Okay, so you have to understand that everything is in the eternal now. But in order to manifest something that is in the eternal now, it is made up of all of these constituent parts that happen over days or weeks or months or however long the particular buffer time is for that thing that you're manifesting. And that's based on a whole bunch of different factors. I've talked about that before, about the different factors that go into buffer time between whatever you have chosen and the experience of it in your life in the third density. And actually, the next lesson that I'm going to put up from the collective it does address this pretty more in depth than I could go right now. I'm just trying to get a quick thought across that it takes a constant by reaffirming the lack, the fear, the pain, the discomfort that you may experience at different times in your life, you prolong that experience. You perpetuate lack by reaffirming it, by when you are experiencing a very difficult scenario in your life, and you're constantly going, oh, I hate this, oh, I can't wait for this to be over, oh, I hate this, oh, this is terrible, and you keep on reaffirming it. You are just emitting a tone. You are emitting a frequency spectrum, if you like, a certain energy signature to the universe. And whatever it is that you emit is what you get back in the third density. This is just all of the things that you have emitted, all of the tones that you continue to emit come back to you in a certain way, in a certain manifestation that you experience with your five senses here in the third density experience. That's just the way it works. So if you're constantly reaffirming lack, this is law of attraction basics. You're just going to get more lack. It's just going to keep you in that. So by constantly reaffirming the thing that you have chosen, the thing that you do want to experience, the thing that you do like, the thing that is better suited, better aligned for you. It might just be a higher frequency version of what you're already experiencing, but you need an upgrade, right? That's the reason you're seeking this certain manifestation. Well, the key to being consistent, or rather the reason for being consistent, is not because there is any being anywhere in the universe that is interested in you continuing some sort of religious ritual, or you need to do some daily practice because you need to be trained like a parrot or like a monkey to just keep regurgitating these same things. That's not it at all. The reason that you, day after day after day after day, keep reaffirming what you want, keep visualizing what you want, keep seeing it, keep feeling it in your heart space. That's the most important thing. And also important is gratitude. Having gratitude for the thing that it is that you want. Having gratitude is very, 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 very important. It's not only important, if you don't have gratitude for the things that you already have, why do you think it's going to serve you to get more? You need to learn gratitude. It's very important. It's just part of the way the universe works. Being grateful, acknowledging the beautiful things in your life attracts more beautiful things into your life. It's not because there's some being that says, if you don't thank me, I'm not going to bless you anymore. There's nothing like that anywhere. There's no God sitting up on some mountain somewhere that says, if you don't thank me enough, I'm not going to give you any more good things. That's not the way it works. Gratitude aligns you. Just like prayer isn't, you're not praying to some external deity that is magically granting your wishes like some genie in a bottle. Prayer aligns you. It's for your benefit. It's to align you. All of the things that happen come from within you. As within, so without. So by daily reaffirming, and as often as you think of it, being grateful for the thing that you want, and knowing that you have it, just sitting and feeling the feeling of what it would feel like to have that, or to be that, or to be there, or to do that, or whatever it is. There's something that you want to change. This consistency trains this new vibration, and just like the light that has been broken into multiple lights by the prism, you are actually recombining all of that into the thing that you want. It is a cumulative thing that happens over the course of time. You're training a new vibration. You're actually reprogramming the matrix, because what you have outside is just a reflection of what is inside. I know that I say that a lot, but it's really important to understand that. That's a fundamental thing to understand. And once that really seeps in fully into your consciousness, you will begin to relate to other people differently and relate to situations differently. When you realize that there is absolutely nothing outside of you, everything that you experience supposedly outside of you is just a projection that is coming from inside of you. So begin to emit frequencies that are a match to the thing that you want, not those that are a match to the thing that you don't want. And combine all of this work, all of this into something great. If you could zoom out beyond the third density, you would find that all is happening in the now anyway. And the action of this density process, this unfoldment that goes over days and years and months and you know forever and ever and ever and ever, it just keeps on unfolding. Things take a long time here. You'll find as soon as you leave this dimension, or rather this density, once you leave the 3D, 4D matrix, you will find that time does not pass at all. Time does not pass. You pass through it. So as you're passing through it, make sure that you are practicing a vibration that matches, because everything's so fleeting here. Everything is so fleeting. And if you don't constantly reaffirm the things that you want, the momentum of the things that are still being experienced by you will trip you up, and you will start to reaffirm them again, even though there's just the momentum of your previous choice. You've got to put more, you've got to invest more into the bank of this future manifestation, and you do that by just as often as you can aligning, reaffirming, feeling, thinking, knowing. It happens over time. And one more thing, and then I'm going to go. I've said all this stuff before. It's just a new way of sort of reiterating it, I guess. It's a cross-fading that happens, okay? Your old choice has a momentum that will slowly spin out if you don't keep re-acknowledging it, reaffirming it. It's kind of like the bill collectors. Like if you've ever had like major debt before, like I had some super major medical bills one time, and if you just stop answering the phone, eventually they will write it off and stop calling you. I'm not advocating doing that. I'm just saying that I've had that experience, and basically that's kind of what you're trying to do in this on the energy field. Is you were trying to stop answering the phone for these old things that don't serve you anymore, that you can't do anything about, and you've already chosen something different. It's a version of things that you've been experiencing that's not ideal for you. So you've chosen something better. It doesn't happen overnight. There's a cross-fading. It's sort of an infiltration process. The new thing begins to grow and grow and grow as you daily reaffirm the new thing. You can't just choose it once. It's just not a one-and-done thing. Once you chose it, you're already in alignment with it. But if you don't continue to reaffirm your alignment and reaffirm it every day, then it's just going to take longer and longer for it to get to you. That's all. It just takes longer to get to you. And because if you are not affirming the new thing that you want, you are most likely either consciously or subconsciously affirming the existence of the thing that you do not want, which you are still experiencing because you're still seeing the momentum of it. If it's something that you've been in for a long time, if it's a vibration or a situation that you've been in for a long time, I got news for you. It's not going to just poof and disappear overnight. That's not the way it works in the third density. Unfortunately, you're going to have to wait for the unfoldment of the new thing, and that might actually look a little bit messy and destructive in the meantime, because chances are the old thing that is in place will have to be dismantled before the new thing can emerge. It could get ugly, it could get messy. You have to trust the process. Very important. You have to trust the process the whole time. That's why it's important to keep on reaffirming the new thing. Because the old thing will suck you back in, and as soon as you start giving momentum to it, guess what? You're stuck back there again. You're stuck back there again. You answered the phone for the bill collector, and now they've reaffirmed your debt. Now you've got, how many ever more years until they stop calling again, because now you're back on the radar. So now this old vibration is you're keeping it on the radar, so to speak. You're keeping it on the active. You're keeping it activated in your experience, and you don't want that. You want to activate the new thing, and just because you haven't seen evidence of it yet, you will. You have to stay diligent. It's an alignment. Okay, I keep saying one more thing. There's one more thing. And this is a little bit of a really cursory distilled version of the big long thing that I got yesterday, and it's just I'm gonna unpack it slowly. And I just lost my train of thought. I suppose that's enough for now. I'm just gonna... Yeah. That is enough for now. I'm really too tired, I suppose, to continue on with this. But hopefully something I said in there will spark some new thought, some new ideas, or at least encourage you. And I thank you for listening to my late night rambling. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.